Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us on another crazy, wild adventure known as roller coaster, known as Small Town Murder Express. And this episode, oh man, this thing, you're going along on the coaster and it's just going to take a hard turn on you where you're like, where did that come from? It's a crazy episode. Can't wait to get into it. Wild stuff. So all aboard the murder train, leaving the station. Let's get into this here. Thank you so much for joining us. Definitely, before we start, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows. Also, your merchandise, too. Everything from skateboards to shower curtains there. But get your tickets for live shows. Next live shows with tickets available here May 2nd in Denver. Get those before they're gone because they're almost gone. And then May 30th in Royal Oak, Michigan. Those are really almost gone. There's under 100 tickets left. So definitely get your tickets for that one. Come out and see us. And then after that, in September, we're in Milwaukee and Minneapolis. We're in Dallas, San Jose, and Sacramento in October. And then November, Terrytown and Boston. So come out and see us and come to a live show because it's not a lecture. It's a comedy show. We have pictures and jokes, and you're going to leave holding your sides. So definitely do that. Come out and see us. Absolutely. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also, get Patreon. For the love of God, get Patreon. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports, which is the name of our other show that you should listen to, by the way, because it's very funny. And also your stupid opinions you need to check out. But Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. That's where all the good stuff is. This is all good stuff, but that's where more good stuff is. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get everything we put out. As soon as you subscribe, you get hundreds of back bonus episodes you've never heard before, over 300. Then you get new ones every other week, one crime and sports, one small town murder, and you get it all.
Wow.
This week, no different. This week for crime and sports, we're going to talk about this crazy. It was supposed to be a good thing. It was in California, this program for like inner city kids to help them do sports and all this. And it turned into exactly what you're going to imagine it turned into, a complete mess and kind of a weird cult of strangeness. It's real weird stuff. Then for Small Town Murder, Corey Richins Part 2. The Utah mother who murdered her husband, then wrote a book about grieving for her kids about it, and that's the least egregious thing she did. It's crazy all the stuff she did.
Kind of a bad mom.
Oh, bad everything. She's awful. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. In addition to that, you also get everything we put out, Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, and Small Town Murder, all ad-free with your Patreon. No ads. And then on top of that, you get a shout out at the end of the regular show where Jimmy will mispronounce your name, even though, believe me, he'd love to get it correct. Yeah. Trust me. He takes great pride in it when he does nail one. So that said, I think it's time, everybody, to sit back. What do you say here? Let's all clear the lungs. There we go. Arms to the sky, and let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We're going to Vermont this week. We were in New Hampshire for the Express last week, so we're sticking up in the foresty region over here, in the maple syrup region of America here. This is St. Albans, Vermont, Albans, which made it extremely confusing because there is a St. Albans, the town, and then there's St. Albans City, they call it, which is just picture if you had a dollar bill. That's St. Albans town, okay? Now picture if you put a nickel in the middle of the dollar bill. That would be St. Albans City.
Perfect.
So it's very confusing, and I had to find out the address of where this happened to find out which part of St. Albans it was in. It's a mess. So it was a really hard thing to do here. This is in northwestern Vermont. It's all up by Canada. It's up there. About an hour and a half to Montreal, so pretty close to that.
Right there, yeah.
Right there. About a half hour to Burlington, Vermont, and about 2.5 hours to our last Vermont episode, which was Grafton, Vermont, episode 642, exactly 50 episodes ago. And that was called the Murder Blame Game. That was when these guys killed someone and then showed back up at the scene of the crime to do something else with the body, and there was already police there and already a crime scene set up.
Perfect.
And then they had to blame each other because they didn't know what to do. That was a fun one. This is in Franklin County, area code 802, population here 6,866. And I think that's all of the St. Albans, town and city. I think that's all together. Median household income here is low. Normally, rest of the country, it's about $69,000. Here, $49,063.
Yeah.
Not great. That is that's scraping.
Nothing costs shit up there, though.
Well, median home costs $298,100. So
What?
yeah, it's a rough living. That's tough. That's a rough going there. Nickname of this town, the Railroad City of Vermont. Make of that what it is, and we'll talk about where that came from. A little bit of history. It was named after St. Albans, England, which is in Hertfordshire. It was first settled during the Revolution by Jesse Weldon. The war delayed further settlement, but then after the Revolutionary War, people started showing up from around New England because they had rich soil, good for cultivation, and
Cold as fuck.
Cold as fuck. Also, they raised cattle, horses, and sheep. A lot of butter and cheese came out of this area.
Really?
Tons of butter and cheese. I know Vermont still does a lot of cheese.
Yeah, they love cheese. Yeah, Vermont.
They love their cheese.
Big deal.
St. Albans also became known as the Rail City because it was home to a major depot, operations center, and a repair shop for Vermont and Canada railroads. This was kind of like a hub for them. So
and the repairs.
That's the northernmost battle of the Civil War was here. Well, engagement. It wasn't a full-on battle, but it was known as the St. Albans Raid, and it was in 1864. In 1902, they finally incorporated the city of St. Albans, which is 2 square miles inside of the town of St. Albans. Okay. Today, it's a big – people like to go there to see the old school houses. They have Victorian and craftsman houses there and all that kind of thing. So, you know, it's a big deal, and a lot of trains still pass through here. Also, home was for a minute here, home to the Vermont Voltage.
What is that?
Which was a semi-professional men's soccer team.
Oh, soccer team.
All
the way up there.
All the way up there. They folded in 2014, unsurprisingly. So that said, reviews of this town, we've never been here. We know nothing about it. So let's check it out. It only has 3.2 stars on Niche. That's not great.
The whole place.
The whole place. And there's 0 5-star reviews, which is...
Really?
Yeah. People like it, but not that much.
They like it. Nobody loves it.
We're just going to be friends, though. Yeah. You know, I like you, but not that way. Here's 4 stars. Overall, a very quaint town. I assume they mean quiet.
Quiet.
Quaint town. Well known for maple syrup. No shit.
Sure.
Not a whole lot to do unless you're willing to drive to the bigger cities, you know, like Burlington, where all the action goes on. The trees and mountains are beautiful in the fall. Great snowboarding and skiing locations.
I believe that.
As you would imagine. 3 stars. It needs a lot of work. They're judging it like it's like an 84 Toyota Celica. They're like, I mean, yeah, it's a good price, but it needs a lot of work.
AC blows warm. Yeah.
It blows warm. It's got a problem there in the wheel well.
It needs a recharge, but
it's doing a lot.
The compressor doesn't take the new gas.
It's not doing it. I believe the city and town need a bigger police force with a greater presence to help reduce the drug-related crime in the area. Right. Yeah, they have it's maple syrup flavored fentanyl is a big deal here. They really will fuck shit up. Due to a lack of police presence, drug deals take place out in the open with little discretion.
There's no cops.
Waving bags of powder around. And the people involved can be very threatening to those around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a drug dealer.
Yeah, drug dealers, drug users. Here's 1 star. St. Albans City School is the, all caps, worst school ever. 3 exclamation points. Now, you'd imagine this is probably from like an 8th grader.
Yeah.
Or something. No, this is an adult who wrote that.
It's a parent.
A parent. My children were bullied. My child with a learning disability was ignored. Parents illegally parked in the no parking zones and entered the building unsafely through the classroom emergency exit doors for years. Parents illegally parked in the front of the no parking zones, blocking the entire road, causing illegal wrong-way driving, forcing homeowners off the road into other homeowners' lawns. Okay. They're making it sound like it's like a police chase from a 70s movie, like the Blues Brothers police chase. This is ridiculous.
Every day, 7:30 to 8 is bedlam.
Just people on the lawns, people diving out of their own lawn chairs to get out of the way of cars that are barreling at them from the street. Wow, this is crazy. So they're out driving onto lawns so to avoid being struck by aggressive wrong-way drivers.
They don't have a resource officer at this school directing traffic?
I'm going to go just by the histrionics of the worst school ever. I think this person is just, I think they're a little much.
Yeah,
they're the person yelling at people for where they park. Yeah. And it's like, shut up. Just shut up and get your kid and go home.
You.
Yeah, worry about you and your kid. Yeah, worry about your kid being bullied and your kid with a learning disability ignored, because you were done with that in the first two sentences and on to all the parking violations, the egregious parking that goes on here. Things to do. The Vermont Maple Festival takes place here. I wonder how many of those there are. A new event this year, the poetry contest.
Oh, contest!
If you write poetry about maple syrup, this is the festival for you.
Who the fuck is judging that?
Who knows? There's a best maple menu contest, a creative chainsaw art exhibit.
I like that.
A pancake breakfast. That seems like it goes without saying.
Yeah.
A sappy art show. It's called like sap. Maple sap. A kids entertainment zone, which we'll talk about. Opening ceremonies, information booth, Main Street stage, which we'll get to. Maple beverage tasting, St. Albans Museum, the Fiddler's Variety Show, a maple cooking contest.
Oh.
A maple syrup contest.
But isn't it the cooking contest?
Nope. This is who makes the best maple syrup. This is other shit was making maple flavored things. It's got a picture of a cake up there. The Maple Ambassador Contest. Wow. Contest and the Youth Talent Show.
All right.
For entertainment, this is the kids' entertainment here, we have Rockin' Ron the Friendly Pirate.
Oh, boy. Get away from my kids.
Who looks like the Wiggles when they do that shit. Yeah. That's what, back in the day. Yeah. And then Pip Squeak the Clown in Taylor Park. This looks to be a middle-aged woman who's a clown, for whatever that's worth. Yeah. And also Jason Tardy Productions.
What is that?
I don't know if he's a little late or a little slow, but he's something here.
Showing up 10 minutes late.
It says he's a multifaceted performer who uses his strength. He juggles 3 10-pound bowling balls. Intelligence, skipped a year of high school and was valedictorian. And endurance, 2-time 100-mile ultra-marathon finisher. And skill. He has no social life, so he practices a lot. To create a crazy high-energy comedy and juggling show like you've never seen before.
Yeah.
You know, annoying.
Smarter than your average sophomore, though, James.
Yeah. You know he wears one of those headset Bobby Brown deals, too, while he does it. And he makes stupid jokes.
The asshole microphone.
This hilarious show includes innovative choreographed juggling to upbeat music, fitting his body through a tennis racket, balancing a ladder on his face, standing on a yoga ball, and if you trust him enough, fire eating and fire breathing.
Right.
I would like to see him eat fire. For real.
I trust him to eat it. I'm not eating it, so what the fuck do I got to trust him for?
Stick it all the way down. I don't care.
Go nuts, fucker. Drink a lot of gas first.
Make sure. You got to really coat the esophagus with gas before this will work right. That said, let's talk about some murder, shall we? All right. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy story that will end up not at all where you think it's going to end up.
Uh-oh.
It's one of those weird ones that's just only Small Town Murder Express here. Okay. We have to start in 2013. So not very long ago. I mean, everything's basically the same. Yeah. You have the same phone in your pocket, different operating system. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook. It's just maybe TikTok doesn't exist. Other than that, same world. Matthew Webster, let's talk about. Goes by Matt. Matt Webster. Yeah. Matty Webb. He's born August 7th, 1983. Now, pretty young at this point. He's 30 years old in 2013. Long history of mental health and drug problems, which is a bad combination.
Yeah, you can't treat that with that.
A lot of times people have mental health problems, they self-medicate, and then that just makes it worse. You can't treat
schizophrenia with cocaine.
No, it doesn't work. It just make it worse, for Christ's sake, on a lot of things. Now, he's got a wife as of 2013 named Danielle, and she's a big part of this we'll talk about. Okay. And they live in Swanton, which is about 15 minutes outside of St. Albans, okay? Yeah. Now, he's got some issues. He's being treated for depression, Matt is, and chronic anxiety. among, as his wife put it in a court filing, quote, so many other things.
So many other things.
So many. Those are just tip of the iceberg, but he's got a lot below the surface of the water here.
Those are the two big ones that most people are treated for. He's got a lot more.
He's got a lot more. He abused prescription medication, including oxycodone and methadone. Also Klonopin, which he also gets as well, which is anxiety. Yeah. Anxiety medication, and the methadone's got to be for an opiate addiction there. Yeah. And then oxycodone is for, quote,
to
pain
continue
management. But it's just going to basically continue. Yeah. And that's the problem. What I hear a lot always is methadone. Methadone's one of those things where it's like it's to manage for the most part. Yeah. Like if someone's a junkie and they're about to die and they're in the streets and they're shooting up all the time and their veins are fucking rotted out and all that, you put that person on methadone because they're never going to get off the methadone probably, but they're going to be better than sleeping in an alley.
Standing up on the bus. Any of those. Yeah.
But for most people, it just kind of lets them like kind of stabilize so they can kind of get their shit together to make another run at being a junkie is the problem. Yeah. It's a tough thing. And most people on methadone too tend to chip on the side.
Yeah.
They'll get their methadone, but then they get pills, they get a heroin, they chip on the side. They do a little bit. That's how a lot of methadone works.
Is another one that's like that, but it's just a dissolvable that goes under your tongue, and it kind of it's a similar thing. But a lot of the guys that are on that shit are still doing it.
They definitely chip. Now he snorts his pills also, which will make him shows he's a little more into them.
Yeah.
His wife Danielle also said that he deals with pancreatitis, chronic anxiety, high blood pressure as well. Yeah. And said that her husband's family members, Matt's family members, have a history of suicide attempts and that Matt has talked about committing suicide and has, quote, gotten prepared for it, as he put it. So that's what's going on here.
When he got prepared for it, did he financially get prepared for it or just in his head?
Ready.
He's just ready for,
mentally knowing that this is going to go down at some point.
Oh, boy.
Now, Matt's wife said he would leave his guns out and research ways to commit suicide online. And he did that for years, but it's been a few years since that issue came up. So in terms of 2013, he hadn't really brought up suicide in a while. He hasn't really been that suicidal. But years
mentally
before that,
unwell gun owner. Nice.
Perfect. Guns, and he'd lay him out, which is perfect here. Yeah. And also he's on a bunch of drugs, which is what I really want. People to have as many guns as possible while they're fucked up and paranoid and have anxiety. That's
excellent.
Depression and that's rough. Going to hurt himself. Now, 2012, there was an incident. A Vermont state police person here accused Matt of negligent operation following a car wreck in Swanton. Okay. He tried to pass a line of 3 cars and overtook 2 of them, but then crashed into the third.
Yeah. Not
good. No one was injured, and he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor, careless, and negligent operation, and was sentenced to serve. This is a deterrent: 2 to 3 days in jail, with a recommendation that he would be on a work crew for those 2 to 3 days. Anyway, so
that I hate those roads where there's like several cars and you got to pass them, and you got to pass all of them because there's not just. You can't just one at a time. You got to get them all. So you got to have a long gap of nobody coming the other way. That is horrifying.
That sucks. It's horrifying. Yeah, this guy, he clipped the third car he was trying to pass, apparently.
Was there a car coming? We don't know.
We don't know that. No, I don't know that.
He just got in a little early.
They didn't drop a schematic for me, unfortunately. I wish they did. Hey, everybody out there, police forces, people like that, draw up a schematic for me. It would help these cases a lot. You could really get these out.
Let me know specifically how much time he had before he got across that third one.
If you could just start sending that shit directly to me also, that would be great. Just do research at shutupandgivememurder.com and just send it to the research directly, and we'll be okay.
I'll give you his number.
We'll if you need it privately, no problem. Yeah. So September 25th, 2013, he just turned 30, and things are coming to a head with Danielle. Matt and Danielle are having some problems.
And it's not good at home.
Well, it's not good at home. Yeah. Apparently, the problem is he's been cheating for the last year with a woman.
It's a man's world.
And she's pissed off about it. Yeah, this guy is snorting pills. He's got every problem in the world. His pancreas is rotten out, and there's more than one chick willing to fuck him. Isn't that amazing?
He loses count of cars at 3, James.
We say it all the time, and we need to reiterate it. If you're a guy out there and you can't find a woman, don't get mad at them. It's not their fault. This guy's getting laid. This guy's getting laid. That means you have no game because this guy's getting laid. You should be able to go.
Too high. Something's not right. Just you got to recalibrate.
At some point, you should be able to go, hey, I don't snort pills. And some chick will be like, all right, well, that's a plus. My last boyfriend snorted pills. Let's talk about it. So this, I guess, he's been having an affair for about a year, and Danielle has been aware of the affair for about 9 months, which seems very dangerous.
What's going on there?
He had made assurances to Danielle that he would end his relationship with the other woman, but guess what? He didn't.
He didn't do it.
He said, it's over, but then she'd catch him again. Now, today, on September 25th, 2013, a fight begins with Danielle during a telephone call that Matt made to Danielle as he was driving to meet the other woman. Now, she knows where he's going. He's saying he's going to meet her to end it forever.
Okay.
This is it. It's over right now. So this is where I'm going, and it's going to be over after this. Now, they're fighting while he's doing this, while he's driving there. So he went to this woman's apartment, and Matt picks her up and drives her to a parking area nearby that they could talk, not in the apartment, but away from there a little, because he wanted to get out of sight because Danielle was threatening to come to this woman's apartment and talk to her herself.
Oh, my God.
So he said, we need to drive away from the apartment to a spot of privacy over here.
Did you say they have kids?
I'm not, can find no kids that they have.
Okay.
But
that's
possibly, but let's hope not.
Yeah.
Let's hope there's no like kids waiting at home while all this is going on because this is ridiculous. Yeah. So anyway, while he's talking to his paramour here and ending it, ostensibly ending it, his wife is calling him several times. She just keeps calling on the cell phone, blowing up the phone, yelling at him and threatening basically what's taking so long. You should have told her, bitch, you're dumped, and then dropped her ass back off and kicked her out of your truck cab. Yeah.
She shouldn't have even gotten in your truck.
So she's yelling at him and she's threatening to, quote, kick the other woman's ass. I'll come over there and kick her goddamn ass and show her what's up. Kick his ass. That's the problem.
You got the wrong ass, lady.
Yeah. That's the fucking problem. You're mad at the wrong person. Yep. So eventually, after this goes on and he ends it with her, and now he's ending it with her, which he has made this bed to lie in.
Boy.
He's made the bed. I mean,
it's
there's
a lumpy one.
It's his. He has caused all this, but at this moment in time, I feel for him. Not I feel for him, but I wouldn't want to be him. Put it that way.
There it is.
I don't envy him. I don't envy him. That's what it is. To be trying to break up with one woman while another yells at you and calls you on the phone all the time would be a horrible vice grip to be put in. But it's 100% his fault.
Yeah,
and they're not wrong.
This is his bed. He climbed in it with shoes full of gravel and took them off. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, he ate a whole sleeve of Ritz in here, and now he's wondering why he's itchy. And it's like, listen, cat, brother, you are going to be itchy for a while.
You let the cats piss in your bed, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be wet and stinky. So he eventually drops the other woman off at her apartment. Yeah. As he does this, he noticed that Danielle is parked nearby.
She's here.
She has come to the apartment and is parked nearby. Now, I don't know if she was parking to see if they were going to have a kiss goodbye or whatever the fuck, but she does it. Now,
and he noticed.
He sees her there. Oh, yeah. No, he sees her for sure. And they leave the apartment. Now, he's in one car. She's in another. Danielle's behind him. And they pull into a gas station on Main Street in St. Albans to hash this out, okay? So they pull in. They get out. She says she's angry. She's pissed off at him. He's an asshole, and she's sick of this whole situation, which she absolutely should. She should have dumped him. He's a drug addict, fucking, he's having problems, and he's having affairs. It's like, it's one thing, stand by your partner, they're having some problems, but then once they start fucking around, you go, see you later. Don't have to deal with that anymore. Have fun.
Serial cheating is one thing, but he's holding a whole ass relationship.
He's got a whole relationship going. Yeah. He's got a second thing happening. This isn't just he went out to a bar one night when he was on the road during a sales conference and banged some chick from Chattanooga. That's not what's going on here. This is a totally different story.
And she got out of the car to tell him that she's angry. He should have known that by the fact that she's fucking here.
That she's at the place, with both hands on the wheel with her elbows locked. This is the stance of a pissed off woman right here.
And present. She's here.
Present.
Oh, boy.
So I love how the court documents put it. During this conversation is a very funny way to put
confrontation.
This.
What's the difference?
I really love sometimes how court documents put things. They're so just like plain language and frank. It's very funny. During their conversation, she apparently took off her wedding rings as she does about once a month during arguments. She takes off her rings. I'm done with this. Throws them at him. He picks them up. She puts them back on later. Now, she wanted to continue, this again from the court documents. Although his wife wanted to continue talking, Matthew wanted to go to his father's house. Let's read between the lines on that one. She wanted to keep yelling at him, and he said, I don't want to hear it anymore.
She wanted to keep talking at an elevated volume without
outside the gas station. Outside, right near pump 4. This is a mess.
Without interruption.
Yep. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a better way to buy your meats, all your proteins with Good Chop.
GoodChop.com.
See, now this is in our wheelhouse. This is what we love. I love this Good Chop. I love it. I love their strip steaks. I love I love their scallops.
I'm making salmon tonight.
Oh, their salmon is so good. And their pork chops are amazing. This is what you want. This is the delicious stuff that's going to come right to your house and make you feel good about it. Good Chop delivers high-quality American meat and seafood straight to your door, vacuum-sealed and frozen at peak freshness. Your freezer stays stocked, you cook when you want, and you never have to gamble on that dicey grocery store meat section again, because you never know what you're getting there. Nope. You know exactly what you're getting with Good Chop, though. And unlike many other companies, Good Chop sources its meat and seafood exclusively from American farms and fisheries. By choosing Good Chop, you support local family farms and independent ranchers right here in the U.S. Customize your box from over 100 menu items, including USDA Choice and Prime Steaks, 100% grass-fed beef, wild-caught seafood, organic chicken, responsibly raised pork, and so much more. I got to try their chicken, too. So one thing I haven't tried of theirs. I've tried everything else. And Good Chop, this is the thing. They're confident. You're going to love this stuff. And how confident are they? Well, Good Chop sources only the good stuff, which is why they feel confident about their 100% money-back guarantee. Here it is. It's very complicated, everybody. Get ready to write down the small print. Love Good Chop or you get your money back. That's it.
Pretty easy.
Pretty simple. So go to goodchop.com/podcast and use the code 50smalltownmurder to get $50 off plus free shipping on your first order. That's $50 off plus free shipping at goodchop.com/podcast, code 50smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you how to do something nice for your mom with Storyworth.
Storyworth.com.
Absolutely. It's your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom's special to you, right?
Of course she is.
What are you going to do? Leave her sitting there with some gift you got her or just some normal mass-produced thing that you picked up at some store? That's not what your mom wants from you. Your mom wants heart. Yeah. She's done stuff for you. Think about it. It's your mom.
Do something thoughtful.
So get in there, and you can do it, too. Most Mother's Day gifts are about one moment. Storyworth is about so much more. Storyworth gives your mom a year-long experience and gives your family a book filled with the stories only she can tell. Right. You're immortalizing your mom. This is great stuff. Each week, Storyworth sends her a question about her life. She responds however she wants, writing back over email or web, voice recording, or new this year, guided phone calls, too. No apps, logins, or tech hassles, in case your mom isn't into that. Storyworth makes it easy for her so she can focus on the joy of remembering and reflecting. You can even pick the questions. You can choose from pre-written questions, write your own, or let Storyworth create personalized questions based on her life. You get each story as she tells it, And after a year, Storyworth compiles everything, her words, her photos, her life, into one big, beautiful hardcover book. And it's very cool here. It's very nice. Families have used Storyworth to create over 1 million books, and more than 50,000 5-star reviews agree. It's going to be a treasure that your family will love. You can do it. And new this year is Storyworth's Unlimited plan. Buy it once and you'll be able to give Storyworth memoirs to friends and family all year. Plus, it comes with all the newest features and multiple full-color book copies. It's really good stuff. And that means you get all your Mother's Day gifts for your mom. You can do it, and your grandma or any mom figures in your life. Plus, you can take care of Father's Day, too, while you're at it. Telling you, your mom, you don't know everything about your mother. Maybe you'll find out some fun stuff and some things about her life that were interesting, and let her tell you about herself a little bit here. This year, give Mom a gift that helps her reflect on her life with fresh perspective and gives your whole family the gift of her stories. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. Order right now and save up to $20 at storyworth.com/smalltownmurder. Save up to $20 at storyworth.com/smalltownmurder. storyworth.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So he jumps in his car and says, I'm not doing this anymore. Once again, by the way, he's earned all of this.
This is unbelievable.
He's earned every bit of ire and acrimony here. All of it.
You don't get to decide when this conversation's over. You sit still.
You are going to, she didn't get to decide when your affair was over, so you don't get to decide when her being pissed off is over.
Yeah.
So he jumps in his truck and takes off on Main Street, driving north at a high rate of speed. Just guns it out of Main Street. And we know he likes to go around stuff. He's not one to wait in traffic. His wife
outrun her rage.
Yep. So then she gets in her car, follows him. Okay. Car chase. Now, she's a little bit behind him because he jumped in and took off real fast, so she had to wait for a couple cars to go. So she's back a little bit.
Red light, sure.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about a red light that's about to happen, actually. At the intersection of Main Street and Lower Newton Road in downtown St. Albans City, in parentheses, that's what that is, he runs a red light, okay? He's about to run a red light. Now, at the same time, a car coming the other way is trying to turn left onto Main Street from Lower Newton. Shit. So he's about to blow a red light into someone turning left, which would be just pound him in the driver's door and could kill people. I've been in a car accident like that. It sucked. I think they're turning left and he's coming this way. So I think it's one of those. So
they're going around him left?
No, they're coming from here and turning left. He's coming up. So they're doing this.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Which is I got hit in a driver's side by a minivan when I was like 18, and I ended up, my whole driver's seat was on top of the passenger seat next to me. So that was a tough one. So the other car is being driven by Anna Alger, and her fiance as well is in the car with her. Anna's driving, her fiance is in the passenger seat. Gotcha. Now, Anna Alger is born November 13th, 1981. She's from St. Albans. Parents are Lloyd Thompson and Rebecca Alger. And she graduated in 2000 from Missisquoi Valley Union High School, which is the same high school Matt graduated from. They went to the same high school, and they're like a year and a half apart.
Older.
Yeah, but they were definitely there at the same time for a while, but they don't know each other. Okay. Now, she's a licensed nurse's aide, Anna is, and worked for several years in various nursing homes, including the Holiday House, the Haven Healthcare, and the Redstone Villa, all in the area of St. Albans. She also worked at the Birchwood Terrace Healthcare Center in Burlington, and for the past 3 years, she's been with Peerless Clothing, and in earlier years was employed by Price Chopper. So she does nurse's aide stuff and then, works whatever job she needs to work. She has a daughter as well, but the daughter is not in the car. But her fiance, Patrick Daly, is in the car in the passenger seat. Now back to the intersection, because we kind of paused as we kind of froze time there. Now, she is able to avoid the collision.
Good.
She's able to slam on her brakes and he makes, he kind of goes around her. And again, from a court document, she made a gesture of arrant disdain at him with her middle finger.
Oh, yeah.
She gave him the errant disdain is a great way to put that, but okay.
Didn't know that was what we call it.
Me neither, but that's why I love a court document.
Yeah.
They could have just said, she gave him the finger. We'd all know what that meant.
She gave him the universal go fuck yourself finger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, this is fucking amazing. Okay. This is, wow. This is again from the court document.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt's wife saw Matt run the red light and called him to tell him about it. Like he did. Called him to tell him about it like he didn't know. Like he had something hanging off the bumper or some shit.
In an awful big hurry to get away from me, aren't you? You just ran a red light.
Called him to yell at him, and he didn't answer the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, shortly after passing through the intersection where he almost killed a woman and man, and then they gave him the finger, he pulls his car to the side of the road and stops. All right. Okay. This is around 248 North Main Street, around the address. It's right in front of a Domino's Pizza that's still there.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Anna Alger, rather than turning left, changed her direction to follow this guy.
She made a U-turn for a conversation,
well, she just made a right because she was coming to make a left. She would have just.
Was she was going that left, or was she going against him left? You know what I'm saying?
She's coming. I don't know how to explain this. He's going this way.
He's going east. She's going north. She made a right. I get it.
He's going north. She's going, let's say, west. She goes to turn where he was going to hit her this way. Now, instead of turning left, she turns right where he went and followed him.
Okay. So he ran the shit out of that light. It was way red.
It was just a red light. It wasn't like turning red. It was a red light. He just wasn't paying attention to it at all.
Cross traffic.
Yeah. So she pulls in behind him and also stops. All right. Now, he's in the car, and what he's doing is sitting with a loaded 9mm on his lap about to blow his brains out, according to him. So she gets out of her car and walks toward him. Anna does.
Yeah.
The wife is still on her way, still en route.
Still hasn't caught up.
She hasn't caught up yet, Danielle. Now, Anna gets out of her car and walks toward him. He gets out of his car and walks toward her.
Oh, boy.
As she's walking toward him, Anna waved her arms, pointed at him, and yelled, I think I like Anna, said, quote, "What kind of a piece of shit do you think you are?" Which is that's such a great question to ask in traffic. It just really is. What kind of a piece of shit do you think you are? Is phenomenal.
She makes so many. She's so awesome. Flustered.
She almost got killed by this guy. She's like, what the fuck is your problem, you dick fart? Like, she wouldn't even know what to call him. You know what I mean? Like, that's how angry and flustered you are.
She was what kind of piece of shit move was that? But then she's like, this guy's a piece of shit. What kind of piece of shit you think you are?
That's a person who's just, they've had it with you when they say that. Now, she gets in with about 6 feet of him.
Oh.
They're very close to each other. He just raises his pistol and fires 11 shots into her face.
11?
11 empties his gun. Just empties his clip into a 9mm.
What the fuck?
Well, that's how many he had in there. Open fire, firing 11 shots, completely emptying the clip. She's hit. We're not sure if it's 7 or 8 times.
Oh, I mean, he's a piece of shit shot.
Yeah. He then puts another clip into the pistol.
Oh, my God.
While Anna's fiance is getting out of the car.
Oh, my God.
He points the gun at Anna's fiance.
Yeah.
And the gun jams. He tries to shoot him, but it won't go. It won't fire.
Brand new mag, and it won't fire. What a piece of shit gun.
Yeah. So this fiance was about to get killed too.
Luckiest man on the planet.
Yeah. So he then, Matt turns and runs away, starts running up the street, just taking off, right? He's running away, and as he runs away, the fiance summons help from a passerby, and they check on Anna. She's already dead.
If there's, you're not making it.
She's been shot 7 or 8 times in the head and neck.
Oh, my God.
From a distance of 6 feet and closer.
That's unbelievable.
That's wild. Now, the wounds are at least 7 bullets, some striking her as she fell to the ground.
Jesus.
They said any of the shots could have been fatal. Any of them. They were all in the head and chest, neck. They were all fatal. Investigators will later find 11 empty 9mm shell casings on the roadway near where she was shot. That's how they know it's 11 times. So where's Matthew going?
On foot.
He takes off up the street. Now, Danielle, who was witnessing all this from a couple car lengths behind, chases after him, basically. Oh. She chases after him, and she sees him point the pistol to his head and try to pull the trigger, but it still won't work. This guy is a fucking loser. He's just a fucking loser. I'm sorry. He's just a loser.
Awesome. What a piece of shit. And an
asshole and a loser.
It's exactly what he is, Anna, a piece of shit.
Can't kill himself, but he can kill an innocent woman who he almost killed already.
You're right.
So it's like...
almost vehicular manslaughtered her. Instead, shot her in the face 1,000,000 times.
Instead, straight murdered her. So... at that point, Danielle takes the pistol from him, as well as a second pistol he was carrying.
He had another?
He had another one. The St. Albans police arrive at the scene shortly after that. They arrest him. There's a video shot by a witness named Kyle Gagne, or Gagne, either one, who he videos the entire arrest.
Okay.
And... basically, the video shows police holding him down, taking him to a cruiser, and you can hear a voice be heard, and it's Matt's voice talking about slowing down and saying he was sorry. So that's what he's saying. Now, he had 2 firearms, a Ruger 9mm semi-auto handgun and a Kel-Tec .380 pistol, along with 3 mags as well, 3 clips, including the empty one, and 5 loose bullets that were just loose. Loosies, just loosies that he kept in there.
They fall out of the magazines from time to time.
I thought you meant in the gun. I thought you were joking. No. If they're sitting out loose, it could fall out.
They might fall out of a Kel-Tec. That's not a good weapon.
It seems like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's like a high point.
There's a witness named Kylie Charbonneau who's working at Domino's across the street. She heard 6 or 7 gunshots and ran outside to the front of the store, which seems ill-advised.
Yeah.
There's 6 or 7 gunshots outside. Let me go out there and see what's happening. No.
As a Domino's employee?
Nope. Does this have anything to do with pizza? Probably not. We don't use guns for our pizza, so.
You are inviting violence to a Domino's. Stop it.
No, thank you. She said, I actually heard the squealing of the tires. I heard screaming, and I heard multiple gunshots. When I actually walked to the door to see what the noise was, because it wasn't just firecrackers, I just knew it. I looked outside, and I saw the guy walking from his black car. He saw the cops coming, and he willingly emptied out his pockets and laid there on the ground and let them arrest him. He wasn't fighting or anything. It was really scary. He was screaming, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He was saying how he was trying to kill himself and the trigger wouldn't go off and how that woman should have left him alone. Okay. Another witness named Carolyn Manahan said, I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah.
I would fucking hope
I would
not.
hope. Yeah, I never saw anybody just unload a clip into someone's face for after they almost killed the fucking
Every
first person.
Every time it happens, I go, another one this week?
Jesus Christ. I guess there was an off-duty cop working out in the fitness zone that was right there. Yeah. And they said that he looked out the window and told everybody to get away from the window. Then he locked the door and parked his cruiser in front of the victim to shield from people, looking here. So that's what went on there. Now, the video of the arrest was on Facebook, and that was a big deal. The Kyle Gagne, who took the video, said, I was sitting there the whole time, and I never realized he had a gun on his lap till I saw him grab it and toss it onto the ground.
Wow.
And another comment under the video from a woman named Jill Marie Longley said, I saw the man and the woman standing outside of their cars, and they seemed to be arguing. He started toward her, and she put her hands up and said something along the lines of, no, don't. I had been driving by at this time, and when I went past, I heard a shot. When I looked back, she was on the ground, and he had taken off, so extremely scary. Okay, now. Not at all where you guys thought this story was going to go, correct?
Wow.
You thought the wife is going to get it, or he's going to end up something, but not.
The girl's going to fight back.
Not some, her fiance would jump out and then kill Matt. You know what I mean? Like before he got a chance to kill her and that. But this is crazy.
Entire peripheral character.
Like, totally peripheral character. This is what I mean. You don't know what the hell's going on with people when they're crazy on the road. Yeah. You have no idea what they're pissed off from. You have no idea if they're about to blow their brains out and you're getting in their way. You don't know. It's always best to just say, fuck it, and drive away. It doesn't matter. What are you going to settle by? What are you going to punch better driving skills into somebody? Like, it doesn't work like that, really. It's stupid.
You're going to get to tell them they're a piece of shit, though.
Yeah, but you can do that out the window. That should make you feel good enough.
In your car.
Scream it out the window.
I was driving within a couple months ago on my way somewhere. There was a man that, like, I noticed he was swerving in and out of traffic. He got off the freeway. Literally, he was swerving around traffic. I could see him in the rear view.
Yeah.
He got off maybe 20 miles down the road. He was on the same freeway with me. As he got off the road, I glanced over. I saw him getting off the freeway, rolled his window down and gave me the finger. I'm like, this man has had a whole thing happening in his truck for the last fucking, I don't know.
That's what I mean.
That
you don't even know
mad.
what you did. Yeah.
I had no idea.
No.
I don't even know what I did.
That's what I'm saying. It's really pointless.
Yeah.
Absolutely pointless.
Just don't bother, because you don't know the infraction. You don't know what the retribution is for the refraction, because you don't for the problem. You don't know.
You have no idea.
You don't know what you did.
One time it worked out where somebody like went around and almost hit me, and I was like, you motherfucking asshole, and he drove like 20 feet and then hit a cop car. I was like, yes, fuck you. Take that, dickhead.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going. Now you're fucked. Good. So they get Matt to the station.
Yeah.
They arrest him. They take him down to the St. Albans Police Department, and they sit him down, and they bring him in the interview room. And this takes place. Okay. Matt says, hello. The detective says, hi.
Yeah.
And Matt says, I'm Matt.
Boy, oh boy.
And the detective said, are you Matt?
Are you him?
Let's make sure of that.
Are you the guy?
And Matt says, I was pulled over here to let her go because I was going to kill myself. So he's saying I pulled over so she could go by, and I was just going to kill myself on the side of the road.
Oh.
That's what he said. So the detective says, okay, hang on.
Yeah.
The detective, he hasn't even read him his rights yet.
I got to read you something real important.
He's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, hang on. Matt says, then she got out.
Shut up.
Detective says, wait.
Yeah.
Calm. And then Matt says, are you a doctor? Yeah, doctors usually carry guns. That's who I am.
I'm Dr. Detective Jones. Yeah.
That's me. I'm an armed doctor, and I'm here to talk to you.
Let me do your blood pressure on fire.
Yeah. Anybody with a tie is a doctor in this guy's mind. So the detective sergeant says, no, I'm a detective. Mm-hmm. And Matt says, I didn't take any of my medication this morning. I'm sick. I don't feel well at all. And the detective says, okay.
Cool.
Great. Yeah. Matt says, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean anything. And the detective says, can I talk to you?
Yeah.
And Matt says, I'm sorry. And the detective says, can I talk to you? Okay. Yeah. And Matt says, I'm sorry. And the detective says, okay.
Perfect.
And Matt says, I'm sorry. He said, I was trying. I'll tell you everything. And the detective says, okay.
Yeah.
And Matt says, I'll tell you everything. And he says, okay. He's sure. Then Matt says, I swear to God I won't give you any problem. I swear to God.
Great.
What do you think the detective says?
Okay.
That's exactly right. And then he goes on, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And the detective says, we just need to figure out what's going on. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay is his comfort word. Then Matt says, it's been my counselor. And the detective says, okay, hang on. Yeah, right there. Just hang on.
Chill.
Matt does not hang on. He says, my counselor quit. My counselor quit. And then I'm so sorry. Detective says, hang on. Okay. In order for me to talk to you, okay, I got to read you what's called a Miranda warning, okay? Yeah. None of this matters at this point. Right. So Matt says, okay, yup. He's ready to let's do it. The detective said, I'm a detective with the police department here, and okay. And then Matt says, I used to be such a good, I never done anything wrong. I mean, I got in a car accident and I got a careless and negligent out of it. This, I swear to God.
Great.
the detective asks, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
Because this is all the information. All of that is irrelevant to me right now. I got this sheet I need to fill out.
Yeah, I got specific questions I got to ask you.
Yeah. So Matt says, "Is she okay?" Matt Webster.
What? Well, first, is that your first name?
I mean, yeah. So he says, the detective says, "Okay, before I go any further, I have to read you these warnings." And Matt says, "I've seen it on TV." Yeah, okay. Like, I know how this goes. This is fine. So the detective said, "In order for me to talk to you and find out exactly what happened today, I've got to read this to you, okay?" And he says, "Okay." And we go on date of birth. Do you know what today's date is? And he says, yes. And, what time it is and all this type of shit. He says, "Anything you want to know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything." And the cop says, "Okay, are you going to be able to calm down for me where I feel comfortable enough where I can take these two off?" Meaning, I think his guns.
Oh,
I think his guns and his cuffs. Like, do I need these in here? Yeah. You're going to be cool, right? And he says, "Yeah, definitely." And he says, "Okay." And then Matt says, "Definitely. I swear to God. I will do whatever." He just said, "Calm down." He said, "I will do whatever. I mean, one of the reasons, obviously, is my wife okay? Sorry, I don't. She was in the orange car. She was behind me or not behind me."
CVDD.
He's all over the place.
He's
That's
manic
the thing.
as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, he's in a complete manic meltdown at this moment in time. So the detective says, okay.
Too many questions, too many statements, too many words.
He said, "Before we go any further, I've got to explain the Miranda rights and your warnings. I got to do this." So then they go on, right to remain silent. It's a bunch of yes, sirs, and so we'll skip all that.
Okay.
So they said, "Do you want to be represented by a lawyer and have one present during questioning?" That's a 2-part question, so I wouldn't even talk to you, So he's also telling Matt, if you do want a lawyer, I'm out of this room and you're not going to be able to get this all out like you want to.
Yeah.
So Matt said, I guess, I got to know if she's okay. So the detective says, "Do you want to talk to me?" And Matt said, "I should, right? It's better. It's better that way, I think. I don't know. I should. Yes.
Oh,
he is all over the place. So the detective says,
"Better that way?" Ask any defense attorney.
Yeah,
they will say, "No, it is absolutely not."
It's better that way, I think. I don't know. I should. Yes.
It's better for the taxpayers, that's for sure.
So what do you think the detective says?
Okay.
Okay. That's right. The answer's always okay. So he says, "Yes, sir, I wish to talk to you."
Uh-oh.
All right. So the detective said, "Okay. You've been advised of your rights. There's no threats or promises have been made against me. Knowing my rights, I agree to waive them. I waive my right, yada, 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 yada." And he says, "Can you sign it right here?" Because that's the I'm going to talk thing. He says,
Initial
yes.
all these and we move on. Yeah.
So he said, "All it's saying is that you agree to speak to me. That's all it is." And Matt says, "I guess I'm afraid because, I don't know the laws too well."
No, you don't.
Do you know that shooting a stranger in the face 8
Do you know
times
red
is against
means
it?
stop? We'll start there.
Well, let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Let's go back to waiting in lines and not passing around people when you don't have room. Let's start there, and then we'll go to red lights.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can get all the way up to murder at some point.
Get right up to road rage murder.
Yeah. So Matt says, "I guess I want to be 100% honest with you and everything. I know." And the detective says, "Okay, well, in order for me to talk to you," and Matt says, "Okay." He says, you have to waive your rights. It's up to you whether or not you want to waive your rights. There's 2 sides to every story, and I know that, and you know that, okay? And I don't know what really happened, okay? And Matt says, okay.
Okay.
I'll explain it. So anyway, they go back and forth. So he says, "In order for me to get your side of the story, I need to talk to you." And he says, and Matt says, I want to do the right thing, but I don't know if the right thing is to get would they be able to come right now so I could talk to you, a lawyer? I don't know. So he's saying, should I get a lawyer and he can sit here and then we'll talk? Well, that's not how it works.
Will it take a while to get him down here? Will it inconvenience him?
Yeah, well, it will take a while. Well, he's saying, I don't want to sit here and not talk to you for that long. But what he doesn't understand is if he asks for a lawyer, the interrogation's over. Right. No lawyer would say, "Yeah, let's sit in an interrogation room. I'll sit next to you while you answer questions." He'd say, "Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
go to your jail cell and we'll deal with it later."
These guys have been here. We'll sit here too.
Yeah. So then the detective says, man, I can't give you that advice. I can't give you legal advice. Right. So Matt says, right. And the detective says, and Matt says, I don't, as a man, I don't want you to look less at me. If I choose to if I should say I want to get the lawyer, I want to help you. I need to tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So he went I don't want you to think less of me. This is a stranger.
I don't want you
You're a moron.
Look down on me as a bitch of a man.
Kind of a pussy man, if you will. So he said he wanted to talk with the sergeant more because it's the right thing to do, and I just know someone is going to holler at me later for it probably. Okay. Because I know it's the right thing to do, but I know a lawyer is going to be like, how stupid are you, dumb fuck?
What the fuck are you doing?
So then he signs it, and here we go. So he said that day he was at home reading his email. He received a message from his ex-girlfriend, whom he'd been having an affair with starting in January 2013 and ending about 2.5 months before today. He then diverts into describing the car he had finished repairing the week before. He said, we finally finished the car Friday. I was going to start work. Everything was going to go the right way. Yeah. He then describes an app on his phone which allowed him to communicate with his ex-girlfriend without his wife knowing. WhatsApp or some shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, Snapchat,
WhatsApp, whatever the fuck. Yeah. So he then asks where the phone is, the cop, and then Matt starts crying again. He said he lost track of the phone after the shooting, and he said, quote, I was collapsing on the ground with my wife. I'm so friggin' scared. Then he says, I was lazy.
What?
Yeah, he said, I was supposed to be cleaning the house. I wish I was still cleaning the house.
I'd give anything to be dusting right now.
I'd do anything to be just scrubbing a toilet bowl right now. So bad.
I'd give anything to smell Pledge right this
God.
second.
The smell of pine right now would take me away from this place. He said he said his girlfriend called him in tears, apparently upset that her children's father was going to leave her and take their children. Not Matt, her other children, her children's father, the woman he's having an affair with. So she asked to see Matt. He said he initially refused, but then he agreed. However, he called his wife at work to tell her he was going to see his ex-girlfriend. Because he's a moron for the 45th fucking time this episode. Then the detective asked for details, including the route he took to his ex-girlfriend's apartment and all that. He said, Matt said, I got a really bad memory. I'm trying to get this the best that I can for you. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you the best home security available out there, Simply Safe.
SimplySafe.com, SIMPLI safe.com.
Absolutely. There is a big difference between traditional home security and Simply Safe. It's just number one, it's so easy. When you get it, you can have the whole system up, installed on your own and live. It's so easy. You do it online. There's apps and all this. In like an hour, you can do this.
Yeah.
Which is less time than normally people would take just in the window waiting for a technician. They have the cameras and they can see what's going on outside before you know what's going on. While you're in your house sleeping, they could be yelling at someone through your system, telling them to get out of here. The cops can be called, and you're like, what's going on now? It's great. They take the initiative and they go after it before there's a problem. They make it so there's not going to be a problem for you. It is so good. We really, really love it. It's easy to get secured. You can easily customize a system that's right for your home at simplysafe.com, and it ships to your door in just a few days with an app-guided setup and no drilling required. You can install and arm your system under an hour. No need to wait for technicians or any of that. And it's not just a camera. It's a comprehensive ecosystem of sensors, cameras for inside and out, and 24/7 professional monitoring. In the event of a break-in, fire, or flood, Simply Safe's agents are ready to take action. No long-term contracts. There's no lock-ins, no hidden cancellation fees. Simply Safe earns your business by keeping you safe, not by trapping you in a contract. And that's great, too. Their pricing is also really good. 24/7 monitoring for a fraction of what traditional brands charge you. And they were named America's Best Customer Service by Newsweek. And over 5 million people trust Simply Safe every day, and U.S. News & World Report ranked them the best home security system of 2026. We also rank it that way as well. We want you to experience the same peace of mind that we do, which is why we've partnered with Simply Safe to offer an exclusive discount to our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/small. That's half off at simplysafe.com/small, SIMPLI safe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
He said because his wife was coming to his ex-girlfriend's, he said they left the apartment and parked behind the VFW hall on Lake Street.
Okay.
While parked, he was talking with his wife over the phone, and he had his ex-girlfriend tell his wife the affair was over. Said he passed it. You tell her it's over. Now, describing his relationship, he says, quote, I'm a pushover. I'm a nice guy. I never meant to hurt anybody in my life. He said, even though it's done, I wanted to protect my ex-girlfriend. He said, I didn't want her to lose her children. She still loves them. She's got one tattooed on each foot. Well, then she must be a great mother.
What a mother, yeah.
That means she's a great mother. Any tattoo you have on your body of your kids' names or anything, you can do anything you want. You can burn them with fucking cigarette butts. You can beat them with coat hangers. You do whatever you want, really, because you're a great mom. You have a tattoo of them, so you must be a great mom.
Specifically feet, though.
You paid a guy
mom.
upwards of $100 for that. You must be a great mom. It doesn't mean you're a great or a bad mom. Just means you got tattoos of your kids. That's all. It's fine.
Yeah, but when you can show it off with a strappy shoe, that's a mom.
That's
a damn nice mom.
That's mothering right there. Yeah. So Matt then describes taking the ex-girlfriend back to her apartment, and he said, in the middle of this, he said, I haven't taken any of my medication, so I don't feel so hot.
Right.
And the detective said, maybe I can get you the medications from your car later. And, so
are
you
they
can get
there? Yeah.
your stuff. If you have them on, and we can get them for you if they're prescribed by a doctor. And he offers him some water. He said his Danielle comes in, and she's parks by the apartment, and Webster said here, Matt said he told his wife to follow him. Like, let's go over here. Right. They went to the Switchyard shopping plaza on Lake Street where he says he bought cigarettes and a soda. They spoke. He said, quote, she was angry. Well, no shit. Yeah. She had to leave work to go sit in an apartment complex because you're hanging out with your girlfriend. Yeah, I would think that'll piss her off a little bit.
She left work to monitor your breakup.
Yeah,
your wife
to make sure. He said that he drove away from the Switchyard with Danielle following him. He said, I was on Main Street in front of that new restaurant, Twigs, I think it is. He said he had the 9mm handgun in a holster. He said, I've carried a gun since I was old enough to carry a gun, so I just always had my gun. Yeah. He diverts from the gun to describe his medications and said he takes 2 pain medications for pancreatitis. And he said, that stuff's rotted my brain even more than it already was rotted there.
If you think heroin's bad, wait till I tell you about whatever the fuck this over-the-counter shit is.
No shit. So returning to what happened, he said, I took my 9mm off safety and chambered around. He said he pressed the gun to his neck, which doesn't seem like the best way to do it.
No, that's messy.
He said, I was ready to die because this argument had been so ongoing for almost a year. He said, I didn't do it. I had it squeezed. I could feel it coming back. He said, the hammer on the gun. He said, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to die. He said, while all this was occurring, he ran a red light. He said he pulled over and a couple pulled up behind him. He said they pulled over. I didn't even want to talk about this part. I was so scared. Oh. He said I wasn't safe to drive, so I pulled over as soon as I could because I wasn't safe to drive. He said, I don't know why I got out. I got out, and first the guy started to get out. He was in the passenger seat. Then the driver's side opens up. I had these 2 people coming at me.
Oh, boy.
He said he was still holding his gun. He said, I tried to put it back in the holster, and it wouldn't go. I didn't think. And then he starts crying. Mm-hmm. And he says, the gentleman that was in the passenger side got back in the car. I think he saw the gun. I said, can you please get back in your car? He went back in the car, and she charged further, like a 6-point buck come up over the hill.
Oh, is that what they do?
That's what they, yeah. I have a yard full of deer. Those bucks, if you get caught out there, they just charge you, man. They're like bulls, boy. I'll tell you something.
Especially if you're wearing red.
Oh, they come right at you. He said, like a 6-point buck come up over the hill. I pulled up and shot. She kept coming. No, she fell to the ground.
Yeah.
I emptied the clip and I didn't even know it. I saw her fall, and at that point it was like, my God, what did I do? He said a friend riding in the car with Anna, her fiance, started to get out of the car. He said, I pointed it at him. He said he also put a fresh clip in the gun and put it to his temple and squeezed the trigger, and it went click, is what he says. So then it's kind of difficult to follow because it's jumbled around. He's a mess. He's crying. Yeah. And he said his wife appears and takes the gun. At least that's what he thinks. He said his memory's so jumbled that there's no way to replay it now in my brain. He said, I'm a terrible fucking shot at one point, too. He said, I remember seeing the blood on the pavement. I knew I had done wrong, so I said, somebody's got to call the cops. He describes cradling both guns because he didn't want anyone to use them. Mm-hmm. He said, my wife caught up to me. She said, you just shot somebody. I collapsed in her arms, and I said, somebody's got to call the cops. So he said there was another man there. I think he was going for my gun, my father's gun that was on the ground. I was afraid the man would shoot my wife, so I picked the gun up and told everyone to stay back.
Oh.
Then when uniformed officers arrived, he said he threw the gun out of reach and laid on the ground. He said, I wanted to be taken into custody. So interesting. He said he always carries an extra clip with the 9mm because it only has 10 rounds.
That's very little.
Yeah, there's so many times I leave the house where I'm like, I need at least 20 shots. I have to have at least 20 shots or else
I need 2 mags and one in the chamber.
I won't go to the Five Guys without it. I mean, obviously, it's just dangerous over there. He said, because why?
In the chamber just for safety's sake.
He said, because I'm a terrible shot.
I know. 6 feet away, you still missed 3 times.
Yeah, he said, I might need to unload the clip on somebody. He said, guns have kind of always been in my life. He said he used to work for a Georgia gun maker, Century Arms. And
that's a nice one.
Yeah. He said also they asked about his medications, and he said, I was a prescribed addict. I think meaning he's addicted to the drugs he was prescribed, meaning oxycodone and methadone. He said, I was all out of my oxycodone because I had a bad month pain-wise. So he began snorting oxycodone. He said, it stopped my pain and it stopped my depression. Yeah, I bet.
Shit was amazing.
He then said, if I was still on oxycodone, I don't think my temper would have been. Then he said, today I was at my lowest depression stage. Uh-huh. So if he would have just snorted his pills, he would have been fine, is what he's saying.
Cared about this, yeah.
Then he asked about Anna's condition, but the detective said he didn't know. And then Matt said, I want to know and I don't want to know.
You know, Matt.
You know, she's pretty dead. So during the arraignment, the state's attorney calls it an act of extreme violence. This was a random act, and he said the defendant and Anna had no relationship whatsoever, which is true. Despite the fact they went to the same high school at the same time, they didn't know each other.
They had no relationship.
Yeah, it's brutal. So he's arraigned. We're going to have a trial for him in a minute here, but it's going to take a while, the trial to build up. It's usually a year and a half. Of prep. So a year after the actual murder, family members hold a vigil for Anna Alger here. And they said they hope through a candlelight vigil and sending lanterns and balloons into the sky that Anna somewhere can feel the love that they have for her. Her grandmother, Gladys, said that Anna was ready to give basically, she said that the family said a memorial placed at the scene of the shooting was moved to a friend's yard last week after St. Albans city officials received a complaint. And Anna's grandmother said that she was ready to give the mayor an earful about that shit. It's a goddamn memorial for a dead woman. Yeah. Alger's sister, Ginny, said that she feels like the community support has dwindled some since the shooting, but the family is standing strong. Mm-hmm. They said, our main concern is justice for Anna at this point. We're just asking the community to back her up. She was a hometown girl. Mm-hmm. Now, he's going to go to trial.
Is that right?
This seems like the ultimate need to plea bargain case.
There's
you shot
witness,
a person
man. Yes,
in broad fucking daylight in the middle of Main Street, literally, with people watching out the Domino's pizza window and while they were on their treadmills. Like, this is crazy.
You shot a woman to death on the street.
Because she asked you what kind of a piece of shit you think you are.
That you think you are.
Think you are. So one of the defense strategies here, because you go, how do you defend this guy?
I guess you just call him crazy, right?
You can either call him crazy or they're going to say it's self-defense. 2 people were coming at him, so he felt threatened. He's a big, bald, fat fuck too, Matt.
Really?
So I don't know how threatened he felt by a woman coming at him, but whatever. Anyway, the Patrick Daly, Alger's fiance, who was in the passenger seat here, he had a deposition here that was read to the court, and he spoke of how angry Anna was at the near collision. He said he urged her not to stop, but he said that's not the person she is. Mm-hmm. He said if someone ticks her off, she's going to tell you how she feels. He said he'd never previously seen her angry, but had heard from her family and best friend about her temper, but never put it on him, which is good. The state's attorney said the deposition of these family members and Anna's best friend would serve no purpose and would only serve to harass these people because they were trying to bring in depositions from other people. And the state was like, we're not making these people public for no reason, basically. Right. So they also talk about provocation, and they say provocation has to be adequate. Mere words are never enough to merit a physical response. She never made it past the fender of her car, and her car was riddled with bullets. So not like she was in his face trying to scratch his eyes out or something. The defense said his mental state was so impaired that he was without the capacity to form intent.
Oh.
That's what they have. They have a clinical psychologist named John Holt, who appears as an expert witness, who says that the only person Matt wanted to kill on the day of his fatal encounter was himself. Yeah. That's it. And this was just in the way. So there's two shrinks. There's the he was crazy shrink. That's John Holt saying that, it's clear that he committed the act. He fired a weapon. In Mr. Webster's case, he was impaired by the immediacy of what happened. He'd gone from being suicidal, going through a red light, and not even being aware of what was going on, to all of a sudden when he opened his car door and comes out, bam, incoming right at him, screaming. Yeah. He did not have time to think rationally. And they said, well, he emptied an entire magazine plus a bullet that was in the chamber, so that's 11 trigger pulls. That's 11 intentional acts, right? Oh. And the doctor said, I'm not sure that's 11 intentional acts. He added, if the trigger pulls occurred rapidly, he may not have had time to think about what he was doing between shots.
I guess you call that one event?
One event, yeah, all overall.
Okay.
Now, there's also the state's he was fine shrink. That's Dr. Paul Cotton, who says that, he'd been making conscious decisions throughout the afternoon before the fatal act, and those conscious decisions didn't end when he pulled the trigger. So there's that. Now, closing arguments here. The prosecutor says, lastly, in discussing the absence of a need to prove motive, he said this: the only thing the law will require us to prove is for you to find that he intended to do her great bodily harm. Going back to that hammer and nail for a minute, this is a fellow who looked at the world like a hammer, carrying these two guns around all the time. No, you mean he looked at the world like a nail and he's carrying a hammer, which would be these two guns. Yeah. If you look at the world like a hammer, what does the rest of the world look like? I guess if you're the hammer, it looks like a nail. You're going to find a reason, an excuse to act out in that way. That's what they said. Now, the defense said, the prosecution went on, it's not like you pull the trigger once and the gun empties itself. You pull the trigger 11 separate times. It's not just wildly here and there and off in the distance at the target. So he's shooting right there. They said if he had actually pulled the trigger, he would have been successful in killing himself, as successful as he was in killing Anna Alger.
He didn't pull the trigger?
Because they said he must not have pulled the trigger, because he said he tried doing the car and it didn't work, but then he got out and shot her 11 times, and then it wouldn't work again miraculously.
Yeah.
So, the defense said the shots happened. They just happened so fast. We can't blame people. It's so quick. He said they happened so quickly that Matt did not have the chance to think about what he was doing until it was all over. They said he's not upset. He's not mad. He's not enraged. Then he tells the police about the event and says, I don't know what I did. You fire till there's nothing there because you're not thinking. Okay.
Or you just keep pulling. Yeah.
Now, the verdict here, the jury is 5 men and 7 women. They began deliberating the case Tuesday night after 5 days of testimony. Wow. They stopped for the night, returned Wednesday morning, and had a verdict pretty quick.
Okay.
They find him guilty of second-degree murder, which is it's not first-degree murder. Oh. She didn't even know this person 10 seconds before this happened, so you can't say it was premeditated. and reckless endangerment and negligent operation. Again, the traffic thing because he blew a red light, which is pretty funny. They even kept that charge in there. During sentencing, Anna's fiancé, Patrick, said, "We will never forgive you, Matthew, for what you put on us. We no longer have Anna. When Anna died, a piece of me did too." Anna's daughter writes a letter to the court. I won't give her a name. Says, "Now that you've shot my mom," because I don't know how old she is, "now that you've shot my mom, we can't do the things that we said we were going to do together." Jesus Christ, yeah. So in a more recent note, she also said, "You've really changed my life. I don't feel the same. I don't feel safe." She was 11 at the time writing that, by the way. This poor kid. What a poor kid. That sucks, man. Lost her mom. That's shit. So the defense asked for a compassionate sentence. They said he's deeply remorseful. Look at him. He's so sad right now.
Don't care. Yeah.
So he was contemplating history. He's got a long history of contemplating suicide, long history of mental health problems and drug abuse. And, come on.
Yeah.
Basically, come on. Let's do this. Now, the prosecution's asking for life without parole. The defense said that would be completely disproportionate to the typical prison term for second-degree murder. Matthew speaks. He said, "I'm sorry for the tears and broken hearts, for the family, friends, and coworkers who will never get to hear her laugh again. I heard she had a contagious laugh, and I'm sorry no one will be able to hear it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And then there's a letter he wrote, and he said, "Every single time that I dream about that day, I try to fix it, fix what went wrong. But even while I'm asleep, I cannot fix it. I wake up in a cold sweat, stare at the cement wall, and begin to cry, not just for myself, but for everyone this tragedy has affected." The judge says Miss Alger did nothing to invite her death. Disagreements occur between people every day. Ms. Alger's response to the fact that you ran the red light and nearly caused an accident was not unusual. It was not improper or illegal. She may have been upset, but the court cannot state clearly enough that she is not at fault. She approached you, but she didn't provoke you. She had no idea what she was walking into. Mr. Webster, you are entirely responsible for what occurred. You are the one who is armed. You are the one who chose your response to her. You alone decided how this would end. You, sir, may fuck off 40 years to life. So pretty good sentence.
It's not bad.
For second degree, that's banging him pretty good.
Steep, yeah.
It's usually 20 to life for second degree. So 40 to life you're doing 40. That's
pretty steep, yeah.
Yeah. Anna's family said, this is her stepmother, said, "We weren't sure what was going to happen. We were very satisfied. We can finally put Anna to rest." So that's nice. He appeals a couple of times, 2015 for retrial, 2017 to the state Supreme Court, saying the lower court should have suppressed incriminating statements he gave following his arrest before detectives read him his Miranda rights, even though he said the same things after he was read his Miranda rights. But those were utterances that you couldn't control. That detective was telling him to shut the fuck up and he wouldn't do it. In the middle of the sentence, he would interrupt him and say more. So there's no way to stop a guy for doing that. They reject it. He's still in prison.
Good.
Anna's still dead. Her daughter still doesn't have a mother. And Danielle's like, wow, I didn't expect the day to end like that.
That's terrible.
That is fucking crazy. So that, everybody, is
God.
St. Albans, Vermont. And wow. Didn't expect that turn, right? At all.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. It's just too crazy. And it's very small town murder. I mean, it's in a small town. She's going to chase him. It's Main Street. It's everything the show is. It sucks. Yeah, poor Anna. So anyway, if you enjoy that story, please get on whatever app you're on and give us 5 stars. Yeah. It really helps drive the show up the charts and all that kind of thing. We don't understand it, but that's how it works. So for sure do that. Follow us on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, Small Town Pod on Facebook. Definitely get yourself, or go to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get yourself tickets for live shows, everybody. We are May 2nd in Denver. Still some tickets left for that. May 30th in Royal Oak. A few tickets left there. The other ones are sold out on those weekends. Then Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Dallas, San Jose, Sacramento, Terrytown, and Boston. So get your asses to a show. Come see us. shutupandgivememurder.com. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all of the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get everything we put out, including as soon as you subscribe, you get over 300 back bonus episodes you've never heard before. Yeah. New ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. You get it all. This week, Crime and Sports, a program for kids in sports that turned into obviously a disaster and a cult of abuse and weirdness. For Small Town Murder, Corey Richins, Part 2, Utah mother who poisoned her husband and then wrote a book about grief for her grieving children. She's a horrible person. Yeah. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. And you get a shout out at the end of the regular show, and you get everything we put out ad-free. So do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com if you want to find us on social media. There's drop-down menus that take you anywhere you could possibly need to go. So keep doing that and keep coming back and seeing us. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
Hey, everybody listening to Small Town Murder out there. Yeah. Hi. Hello. Good to see you out there. I'm here with Jimmy, too. And this is an ad, but not an ad for a product. This is an ad
This
for
is the best
tour
kind.
dates. Yes, come see a live show, the 2026 tour. Yeah. All the tickets are for sale right now, starting out with February 21st in Nashville, March 6th in Durham, March 7th in Atlanta. Phoenix is sold out. We do have tickets, though, to Your Stupid Opinions on the 21st of March. Salt Lake City sold out. Denver has tickets. Be there on May 2nd. May 29th, Buffalo sold out. Royal Oak, Michigan, May 30th. We have September 18th, Milwaukee, September 19th, Minneapolis, October the 3rd in Dallas, October 16th in San Jose, October 17th in Sacramento, November 13th in Terrytown, November 14th in Boston. Come see us. The live shows are spectacular. Come join all of the other STM people. You're going to meet so many people. You're going to have fun.
Make some new friends.
Like crazy and make some new friends. Come out and see us. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you go for those tickets. Get them right now while they're hot.
See you on the road.
Dryness is one of the biggest challenges for curly hair, and many products, they clock out after wash day. The new Ultra Moisture collection was literally designed with our hair in mind. Curls, coils, all of it. Powered by Botana oil and Jamaican black castor oil, which means the science is actually doing the work. Clinically proven to help retain moisture for up to 5 days. This means nonstop moisture for up to 5 whole days. The shampoo gently cleanses without stripping. The mask deeply conditions and helps reduce breakage. The leave-in adds rich moisturization with hyaluronic acid. And the curl cream wraps every curl in luxurious hydration with long-lasting definition. No sulfates, no parabens, no silicones, no mineral oils. Just nourishment without the compromise. Because here's the thing, your hair deserves products that actually understand it. Moisture that starts at the root and keeps going well past wash day. That's the Ultra Moisture collection from Cantu. Explore their full line, built for every curl pattern, every hair routine. Available now at Walmart. Go get it.